Good morning on this Wednesday, hump day of the week. It is October 30th. Glad you could join me. I have several interesting stories of it happened today in history. Let's start. On October 30th, 1938, a broadcast went out that caused widespread panic. A gentleman by the name of H.G. Wells wrote a story, and Orson Welles delivered it on the radio. On a Sunday at 8 p.m., a voice announced the Columbia Broadcast System and its affiliate stations present Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater in the air of War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. Sunday evening in 1938, the prime time and golden age of radio, millions of Americans had their radios turned on. But most of these Americans were listening to ventriloquist Edgar Bergen and his dummy Charlie McCarthy on NBC, and only turned to CBS at 8:12 after the comedy sketch ended and a little-known singer went on. By then, the story of Martin's invasion was well underway, and they missed the beginning of the broadcast, which stated it was a story. Wells introduced his radio play with a spoken introduction followed by an announcer reading a weather report. When the seemingly abandoning the storyline, the announcer took listeners to the Median Room in the Hotel Park Plaza in downtown New York, where you will be entertained by the music of Roman Racquello and his orchestra. Music played for some time, and then the scare began. An announcer broke into the report that Professor Farewell of Mount Jennings Observatory has detected explosions on planet Mars. Then the dance music came back on, followed by another interruption in which listeners were informed that a large meteor had crashed into a farmer's field in Groves Mills, New Jersey. And away we go. People didn't catch the beginning and understood that this was a production. They thought it was a real news story. Yeah, the greatest act of all times. In 1908, Caroline Schmorhorn Oster, wife of businessman and racehorse breeders William Brackenhouse Oster Jr., dies at the age of 78. She was known as the Queen of American society. Even before her union with Oster, the grandson of American fur magnate John Jacob Oster, Caroline Schmorhorn was a prime American aristocrat. She was the daughter of a wealthy merchant and descendant from Dutch nobles. Caroline's death marked the end of the old-style high society in New York. She had ruled over the upper crust as an uncrowned American queen, and an invitation to one of her famous balls was ultimate symbol of one's social rank. In October of 1948, killer smog hovering over Norna, Pennsylvania, claims the first two victims. Over a 5-day period, the smog killed about 20 people and made thousands more seriously ill. In 1991, the so-called perfect storm intensifies over North Atlantic, producing remarkable large waves along the New England and Canadian coast. Over the next several days, the storm spread its fury over the ocean off the coast of Canada. The fishing boat Andre Gale and its 6-member crew were lost in the storm. The disaster spawned the best-selling book The Perfect Storm by Sebastian Junger and a blockbuster Hollywood movie of the same name. In 19th century, in 1864, the city of Helena, Montana is founded after miners discover gold. In 1995, Quebec separatists narrowly defeated. In art and literature, in 1881, Sense and Sensibility is published. In 1905, George Bernard Shaw's Mrs. Warren's Profession premieres in New York, causing a scandal. In sports, in 1974, Muhammad Ali wins the Rumble in the Jungle. And U.S. presidents in 1735, John Adams is born. And finally, in World War I, in 1918, Ottoman Empire signs treaty with the Allies. And that's all we have for this day. Please like, follow, share, the whole 10 yards. Help a guy out. Thanks. See you tomorrow.